Good morning, everybody. Can somebody confirm if you can see me and hear me, please? What the heck? Good morning. Good morning. Can someone confirm if you can see me and hear me, please? Can you guys see me and hear me? Can someone confirm for me, please? Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Okay, so I am only staying on for an hour today, but I scheduled another one for tomorrow because I'm doing the soul contract winner reading today. So that'll be up later today, but I'm only going to stay on for about an hour. And then tomorrow I scheduled it for 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's start with a quick pick a pile. So pick a number 1 or 2. 1 or 2. If you picked number 1, before you judge someone about their anger, first ask them about their pain. This is for you. So you may be hesitating to show rightful anger, but it's stemming from a place of pain. So don't judge yourself for it either. And if you picked pile 2, when someone is committed to misunderstanding you, no amount of explanations is going to suffice. I think this one came out last week too. Allow yourself to be misunderstood. Allow them to misunderstand you, so long as you know you're coming from a good place. All right, let me scroll back to the top. Okay, you mentioned that I had shadow wounds. I've since tried to do a detox and clear them. Have I been successful, or should I seek someone with more experience to clear me? I'm going to try and do a little bit of shorter answers today since I'm only staying on for an hour. Dependence, different perception, one-way street. It feels as though there's one in particular that still needs to be worked on more thoroughly, but it doesn't feel like you need someone else to do it because the 3 of Cups is reversed, so that's independence. What is the shadow wound? Rejection wound is what we're looking at, the wound of rejection. I feel like this also shows up for you as putting others before yourself at your own expense, and then hence kind of rejecting yourself in a way. So looking at that wound. Could you tell me the main lessons I still need to experience and learn on my life path? I did not just drop that whole deck. 1 second. Okay. What are the main lessons you still need to learn? The power of now, energy healing, solar plexus chakra. So you're looking at unlocking your creativity. That doesn't have to be like art. It can be like creative problem solving or creative connection with people. But reaccessing your inner child, the power of now and energy healing. There's some inner child healing that's needed. This one has an alarm clock on it, so it's time. You now have become the person who could go back and heal or save that wounded younger version of yourself. So that is what to focus on. Why wouldn't my stepdad's mom tell him about his childhood? Does she have a message for him now? Well, lack of communication, indifference, truth. 8 of Swords in reverse is what fell on the floor. I'm not communicating with you because I'm not realizing how much it's going to affect you. My lack of communication, specifically an uncomfortable truth. it doesn't feel like it was necessarily a punishment for him. It feels like just avoidance of things that she wasn't ready to face. I'm trying to free myself from the truth that I'm uncomfortable with, so I'm not talking about it. I feel happy and healthy. I am so happy here, carefree with no earthly worries. You know what it is? It's she was unhappy with herself about choices that she had made. It feels so there was avoidance of that, avoidance of facing it. Sent rental applications for cottage in New York and apartment in New Jersey. How do they look? New York, New Jersey. There might need to be more set in applications, almost like there's something else they need to make a decision in terms of New York. They might be asking you for like additional documentation or something like that. This is like, don't have all the info to make a decision yet. When it comes to New Jersey, I feel almost like something's going to end up being more expensive than you anticipate. Maybe like an additional fee, maybe like a longer term or something. But it does look like New Jersey is ahead of the race here. Not that New York isn't, but there might be something additional needed before New York can be approved, I guess you'd say. Will my daughter Olivia find a job soon? Not as soon as you would like to be soon, or as she would like to be soon. There is something coming, but there's a need to follow through. I guess this could be like a need for additional follow through or a need to switch strategies here. There is something coming after she takes some kind of different action than she's taking now. So that could be different ways to apply or making sure to follow up after. There's like something missing that would allow it to happen sooner. It's coming, but not as soon as she would like. Is P going through a divorce? If so, will he and I have a romantic relationship in the future? P, energy between X. It looks like they may be in like this cycle of let's get divorced, let's try to work on it, let's break up, let's not break up. It's like there's some of that, but it's not going to work. It's going to eventually fall apart if it's not there already. It feels like they have days that they work on it and days that they don't, but it feels almost like he's standing in his own way of fixing it, and whoever the ex-partner is uninterested in fixing it. Will the two of you have a romantic relationship? I'll say this. It feels like after the divorce or whatever ends up happening, which is more than likely the divorce, it feels like he's going to be a little bit of a different person for a little bit. More of like an immature, not taking people seriously type energy. So I don't see that happening right now. It depends on how long he stays in that reversed bachelor stage, I guess, like bachelor before and then bachelor again, like that. There's some weird energy coming in with that. Are any of my coworkers deliberately trying to sabotage my work? This feels, you said coworker? This feels more like boss or like someone higher up than you that doesn't want you to take their position, and or someone who is like toe to toe with you for maybe a promotion or like boss's favorite or something. Like there's some energy of that. Someone playing checker or chess here. A change of perception. You're the Queen of Pentacles. I would word this like someone wants it to look like you are less capable of making decisions when it comes to problem solving than you actually are, because they don't want you to be ahead of them. Will there be a time when I tell my adult children the truth about their father and my mother? I don't really see that right now. It's not that it's not possible, but I feel like steps need to be taken first before that can happen. And I feel like you're aware of these steps. It's like rebuilding the foundation on which you would even have that conversation needs to happen before that's like a higher potential to unfold that way. So needing to rebuild the foundation on which that conversation could happen. So like starting to not tell bits and pieces of it, but like starting to lay the groundwork for how you would speak about it. I just told my narcissistic principal that I'm not returning for the next school year, and I feel so good. I found energy shift. What financial opportunities are open for me now? So that was the right decision because it wasn't going to turn around. It was going to continue to feel just as stressful or just as like unfulfilling, walls closing in on me type energy. This is using your skill set in a different way. There is an opportunity available for you, but it's learning to pivot. Oh, what's the Tower? One skill that you used in your previous job, focus on like a narrowed in tunnel vision version of that skill. I almost feel like it's teaching it in some way, teaching or showing others a certain problem solving strategy. There's like a maturing of one skill that you used in your previous position that there's an opportunity to advance in now. Can I trust S in our relationship? Depends on what kind of relationship this is. It feels like this person may be a little flighty or maybe a little tell you what you want to hear in the moment, but not really sure if my level of commitment, my level of availability to commit matches what I'm saying. I get the energy that you may be more dependent on this person than this person is on you. Can you trust this person? Yes and no. If it's a romantic relationship, I'd say a little bit less. If it's a friendship, I'd say you can trust them, just they don't have the same dedication to you that you have to them, it feels. What is Iris's coworker's problem? Can you tell me if her bad attitude is worth addressing or should I let it go? Be the best way to address it. What is her problem? This is like, I know things and I want everybody to know that I know things, even if it makes other people feel less than. It's almost like the goal is to make other people feel less than. This is a problem with herself that she projects onto other people, not necessarily a problem with you specifically. Is it worth addressing? I would say no, because she's going to find a way to flip it on you and make it look like you're attacking her. She's going to find it's almost like if you just not ignore it, but like find ways to let her know without letting her know that you see her bad behavior, and you're not playing that game type of thing. But I wouldn't address it directly because I feel like it's just going to be flipped on you. Almost feels like you're kind of dealing with like a child, like a rebellious teenager energy. It's weird because I'm assuming you're talking about an adult, but it doesn't feel like an adult. When will I meet a good man to spend my life with? Oh, well, you will. Oh, you definitely will. So this relationship is going to be very healing for specifically, this is like a I'm not your ex type energy. I'm actually stable, I'm secure, and we're going to build together. Do we have a time frame? Within 3 years? Within 2 years? No. So more than 2 years, less than 3 years is the time frame I'm getting. What is my soul's purpose in this life? Finalizing the healing of a mother wound specifically, or leading others to heal in a way that you've uncovered or discovered healing. This is like I do it first, then teach or show others. There's a specific wound. You're meant to overcome the self-sabotage patterns that have been ingrained within you by a specific wound, and then that specific wound is then becomes your soul purpose, either teaching or healing or art, the transmutation of that specific wound. Any idea why I'm struggling with restless legs and unable to sleep? I'd be curious if there's any changes in your diet or environment when this started. Roving disposition. It's like something. So essentially the energy I'm getting is something is off, and it's like, how do I word this? Something is off and your body is trying to get your attention when you're at rest. It feels like something changed right around the time of when this started. I don't know if maybe it's like it feels something like if, for example, if you had like a strained muscle that was unaddressed, but it wasn't really bothering you, but it was causing other problems, like your body's trying to draw your attention to something. It doesn't feel like psychological, though. It feels like something within your body that's working against you, but you're not recognizing that it's working against you because it's not causing actual like painful or dramatic symptoms. So it's like your body's trying to get your attention. For some reason, I'm feeling like the chiropractor, or it's like something needs to be put back into place so your body doesn't try to get your attention when you're at rest. It's something physical. I want to say like, oh, was about to say mid-stomach down. I wonder if it could be parasites either. I would say look into doing a cleanse and also look into going to the chiropractor. It's like something needs to be put back in place or like tweaked or something. My health has been a bit up and down. Do you see anything or have any advice on what to eat, drink, or avoid? There is something off. Health has been a bit up and down. See any eat, drink, or avoid. There is something, it feels like diet and nutrition wise. This almost gives me the energy of like needing to make a major change. This gives me the energy of like a nutritionist, or you could even do it yourself and like really look into things. It's like something that you haven't been able to commit to all the way, but would help with healing and getting some kind of dramatic change. It feels like, so the image I'm getting is, you know, when they go and they give you a bunch of needles for like an allergy test, not that exactly, but like learning exactly what your body specifically needs nutrition wise. It feels like something is off. And if you get that in place, it's going to make a bigger difference than you anticipate it making. What should Dr. Olin Enzer like? What would he like done with his home? Do you have any messages? What would he like done with his home? If you're going between sell and not sell, if that's an option, I would say not sell because we have the star in reverse here. This would make me think restoration or remodel or like something in combination with going in a different direction. Like there's some kind of change, and it feels like almost an energy of, I don't know how to word that. Looking at something from a different perspective when it comes to going in. It's almost like there was this choice of this way or that way, and someone chose this way and the answer is that way. I don't know how that translates, but with the star in reverse, I feel like there's something in private that needs to be done, or like keep it in the family type of thing, something to that effect. The right decision is going to be made. Someone just needs to get out of their head about something. Someone's too worried about making the wrong decision that it's keeping them from making any decision. But if they let themselves take a step forward, they'll walk right into the right decision. I don't know how that translates, but they'll walk right into the right decision. They just have to take a step forward. Will the IRS approve our federal refund? We're going to Destin in June. That's confusing. Do we have an answer for the refund? Is it not approved the first time around because a change is needed? It is approved. What is that? So yes, it'll be approved. I want to say there's going to need to be some kind of correction or some kind of like, you know how sometimes they need you to send in additional documentation like after you've already sent in the other stuff, like, and then it's approved. There's something like that. Like there's some. I want to say like additional documentation of like source of income or something like that. They're going to need something additional, but then it will be approved is what I'm getting. Does my dad have any messages for me? Yes, that's him and that's you. You've been either setting intentions or manifesting in some way something, and that change is right around the corner. And you recently made some kind of decision between two choices that he's very proud of you for, because it shows the healing from a specific wound. Karmic blockages. So whatever it was, either a karmic partner, karmic friend, karmic pattern, you recently made the decision to go in the opposite way of a karmic pattern or person, and he's very proud of you for that. Oh, and because of that, the change that you've been waiting for is coming. We are so connected, and don't be afraid. I'll be there to hold your hand every step of the way. It's like you're about to take a dive. Usually this doesn't look like a diving board to me, but it looks like a diving board today. You're about to take some kind of dive into calmer waters. What is my soul lesson or soul purpose in this lifetime? Will I achieve it? Sacral chakra. Discovering your higher self. Emotional release and alchemy of self. Sacral chakra, discovering your higher self, emotional release, alchemy of self. So you are literally going through intense karmic patterning in like cycles until you recognize each. It's giving like generational curse breaker energy. So like you had to experience all of the hardships or all of the cycles that your family line had to experience, except you were the one that stopped to acknowledge the patterning to break the patterning in a way that they did not have the foundation or support to do before. This is like I discover my higher self in private and then I share it publicly to help others do the same. Magician, yeah. And your sacral chakra, all about knowing yourself, all about your, for you, I feel like it's the way that you can learn to express yourself after feeling like you needed to hide yourself. Are you going to achieve it? Yes. But I feel like there's still a ways to go when it comes to working on either like a self-worth or an unworthiness type wound associated with the sacral chakra. So that could be like an ex-partner that really made you feel unworthy or something like that to work on. What do my parent-in-laws think of me? I think you're devoted and passionate, maybe a little bit codependent, but like, I don't know, it's not giving regular codependent. It's giving like, but not in a bad way though. I guess I'd word it as loyal and devoted and passionate. They don't worry about you straying or making hurtful decisions. They may view you as all or nothing when it comes to not thinking things through versus sometimes overthinking things. That would be the thing that I would say, like 0 to 100 when it comes to going with a whim or overthinking. But other than that, I'd say loyal and devoted maybe a little bit of like codependent energy, but not in like I don't know how to explain it. Not in like a regular negative context, more just like healthy codependence. I don't know if that's a thing, but healthy codependence. Any messages for you? Look at the dog. His eyebrows. I said, look at the dog. He has eyebrows. I put down a card with dogs on it. There's a need, spiritual, social disconnection. I almost want to word this as a need to root chakra blockage, a need to relearn your own communication style so that you can allow yourself to be heard and supported. There's this feeling of needing to spiritual social disconnection, like needing to talk something out with someone. Maybe it's a specific conversation, or maybe it's just like a need to talk to someone or a need to release. But it almost feels like there's a need to relearn your communication style first so that you can allow yourself to feel comfortable and confident to do that. Yeah, an offer of love or a message of love. There's an important conversation either with a specific person or just needing to let things out. There's been some kind of false start on this. Are the changes I am making helping me open up more? Yes, you're releasing. It feels like maybe before you felt the need to overly control how things unfolded, or maybe you would isolate when you felt like you couldn't have the control or something to that extent, but you've released whatever it was that was making that happen. And now you're able to see from a higher perspective why certain things weren't able to work out before because of the lesson that you needed to learn from it. So is it helping you open up more? Yes, specifically in terms of communication or communication, the ability to flow in the context of communication. The Magician came out again. Did I just make a huge breakthrough with the spirit world in the last couple of days? The Magician, the Tower, Page of Pentacles. Yes. Huge breakthrough, spirit world, you manifesting this into the 3D. Because you stopped fighting against yourself when it comes to, it feels like breaking a specific karmic pattern. Isolation or allowing yourself to be supported or allowing yourself to be seen. But yes, you did. Could you please read again on my husband's health? I want to word this as there's something specific, like specifically that you are concerned about, and there is a cause for your concern. I'm wondering if this is something that you've been trying, either treatment wise or lifestyle change wise. It's like something's not working that you've been trying. Ending sickness, disease, operation. The left hand. To receive. things improving, better circumstances. I said receive and then better circumstances. He needs something health-wise, different treatment, different maybe diet, like structure, like there's something he's going to be soon needing, and that something will help to improve. But it may feel like it gets worse before it gets better. But it has something to do with whatever you were already specifically worried about, like the topic that you were worried about. Will my hernia operation go well? Yes, the surgery itself will go well, but they may tell you to rest a little bit longer or a little bit more than you want to, or like some other kind of restriction. It might not be rest. There's like something that, make sure you fully listen to whatever they say after for the length of time that they say to do it. Like if they say 3 months, but you feel better after 2 months, it doesn't matter. Stay with 3 months, because there's potential for something to go wrong if you don't let yourself heal enough. With a hernia, it could just be like re-irritating it or something, or like pulling it. I don't know, but the surgery itself is going to go fine, and healing will go fine as long as you don't rush it. And if you need extra time, give yourself extra time. It feels like that's the only thing to be concerned about. Do I have somebody that's visiting from the other side? Weird things are happening. Well, yeah, your third eye is expanding. Your third eye is opening and expanding, and different types of communication are then able to get through. So this might not be someone that just started showing up. It may be someone who you can now understand or see or hear their communications more thoroughly, because there's some kind of healing here that allowed you to open that third eye to where it was previously closed. Not closed, but it's more open now. So it seems more in your face. But that's not because the person is more in your face. That's because you're more open to see it. Can you please tell me if the contract I'm in the works with will be SCAFU'd within the next month, or what do I need to know? Big career move. Contract I'm in the works with. It's going to go in your favor. It's going to go well, but there is some kind of change. It's not final yet. There's something that still is going to need to be changed a little bit. Almost feels like you're not the one making the change. So the change may be suggested by the other party, but whatever it is, it goes in your favor. It ends up okay, but it's not all the way finalized yet, I guess I'd say. Yeah, not finalized yet. Something off balance still, but it'll come into balance. There's just, I would say, anticipate there being I don't know what word I want to use. Oh, financial partnership, a gift. Writing, inventing, designing. A relationship with boundaries. A relationship with boundaries. There may be something removed from the contract or like lessened. It doesn't feel like finance. It feels like, I don't know. I guess I'd say a minor change, but then after that, it will be finalized. I'm going to stay on about 15 more minutes, 15, 20 more minutes. My mom's been gone for almost 10 years. Does she have a message for me? There's some wound that you keep in your mind, and it's like a cycling through the same energy, and there's a need to release and express. It's almost like she's saying, if there's no one else that you feel comfortable talking to, talk to her. But to generate energy in that wound will be very beneficial for you, because emotions are energy in motion. So when there's no motion in the emotion, it creates a blockage or stagnancy. So she's saying she doesn't want that for you. She wants you to release through expressing, because you're strong enough to do so. And she's right there with you to support you. You're strong enough to face that which you've been avoiding. And she's there to hold your hand every step of the way. I feel like she wants you to talk it out with her, like talk to her out loud. You've had enough lessons. You've overcome so much. You believed, and even when it was hard, you pushed through it all. Now it's your turn to receive in a major way. Cheers. This is like mimosas, like a little celebration, a celebration of yourself. Oh, she wants you to celebrate yourself and talk to her through that. Any messages for me? Environmental factors, personal boundaries. So you learned when and where to put up and maintain certain boundaries. And because of that, you have this opportunity for fulfillment coming in, because you did not settle for less than what you deserve in a situation previously. This is like when you are vibing high enough, you control the environment doesn't control you. You're getting one of those opportunities within the next few weeks. You completed a major cycle of knowing how to trust yourself enough to keep up certain boundaries, even when it's inconvenient for other people. When will I find a good man to spend my life? Someone will come in and help restore the balance when you least expect it. In a way that you won't see coming. Do we have a timeline for the relationship? 6-5. In the next 4 years? 3 years? 2 years? I would say more than 2, less than 3 years. Uh-oh, hold on, I'm trying to find questions. Will I get the job that I most recently interviewed for? Do we have an answer for the job? Is there going to be a delay? So she will get it? Yes, but it's almost like either something was not accurately represented to you, maybe like longer hours, maybe the boss is different than how they came off as initially. Like there's something, there's going to be an obstacle to overcome, but yes. I almost want to say it's like an annoyance to overcome or something like that, an inconvenience. Will my sister and father land on their feet and find a place to live? They're currently lost on where to go, but need to live separately. Will they land on their feet? They're currently lost on where to go, but need to live separately. I feel like he figures it out before she does, but they both end up okay. But it feels like there's an obstacle for your sister that nobody sees coming yet. That's going to be an extra challenge. But then there is a solution to that. It feels like she takes a little longer than him. I almost feel like somebody owes him a favor that ends up helping, or just a connection with someone that ends up with a solution for him. They'll both end up okay, but it feels like there's an additional obstacle with her, and it also takes a little longer for a solution with her. Have any of the scammers subscribed to you since you? No, well, probably, I don't know. But the one that everyone reported, they changed their name to someone else that they're now scamming. So at least it worked. Have I made the right decision to disconnect from my family, parents mainly? Specifically father, yes, but it feels like looking ahead, you had the pattern recognition to realize that they were going to continue with the false starts. So maybe it's like pretending to make things better and then they just get worse, or maybe it's like false promises or just not trying. Essentially, you looked at it as this cycle is going to continue repeating, or I need to step away. And that was a correct observation. The cycle would have kept repeating. And now you are showing up with someone who can breathe new life into where you were previously drained by their energy. So, yes. Our house was struck by lightning when our kids were babies. After the lightning strike, a white pigeon was above our back door and stayed for weeks. A white pigeon. A one-way, that's a butterfly right there. A one-way message of protection. See, all the candles are lit. It's like leave a light on. Third eye, vulnerability. It feels like that was a guide of some sort, like a spirit guide. A message of protection, one way when you're feeling vulnerable, and because you'd be able to understand or decipher the message. Will Sophia live through the emergency surgery? I feel like, is this the baby that you asked about before, I think? Which way do I take that? That was sideways. Yes, but there's either prolonged healing or a delay in something. And I guess a delay in something could mean a need for another additional surgery. This is healing, though. This is getting your power back, but this is the delay. This keeps coming out on its side. Was this the one that I said some kind of close call about before? Because that's what that's on its side is giving me, some kind of close call. Yeah, close call, but nothing to worry about. I feel like yes, but not out of the woods yet. Like there's still some kind of additional battle to climb before they're in the clear. Every time I look at my watch, computer, clock, phone, etc., it keeps saying 111. Who is trying to connect me with the message? Trying to give you a message to show you where you're subconsciously or unconsciously being triggered by things, but the way that you are trying to show you when there's opportunities to transmute energy that would be triggering to you, but you've healed the wound, but it's like there's still the energy that can be used in your favor, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like trying to show you when your emotions are being poked at in a way that in the past would have triggered you, but now is not triggering you. And if you can see yourself in action in that way, it either helps you with self-forgiveness or confidence or something like that. It's like giving you an opportunity to show yourself the healing that you've already accomplished. I'm going to stay on 8 more minutes and then I have to hop off because I'm doing the soul contract winner reading today. I have lost a lot of loved ones since 2020. Who are my spirit guides? And separately, can you do another Elijah View reading? Oh yeah, I will. Next week, I'm probably getting back to true crime readings more. I accidentally overbooked myself. Who are my spirit guides? So you've lost several people. Whoever it is that is the youngest of them feels like a very significant spirit guide to you in terms of helping you put together some kind of puzzle of sorts in your mind, helping you piece something together to restore the balance or to right a wrong. To right a wrong. To right a wrong when it comes to a heavy burden that you've been carrying that's not yours. There's a spirit guide, the youngest of the ones that you lost, unless there's an actual child, because this feels like an adult, but the youngest of the adults. It doesn't feel like they're the cause of the wound. I've become one of your spirit guides, and when you are missing and needing me the most, cardinals fly around. When you see a red bird, shuffle a song on a playlist in your phone, and that'll be a direct additional message from that person. I almost want to word it as energetically passing you puzzle pieces so that you can put down a burden that was never yours to carry, if that makes sense. Oh, I lost my place. Any messages from my dad? I'm hearing the only way out is through. And then this is about a false start. This is about learning how to nurture yourself in a different way. The only way out is through a final decision. I almost want to say you're going back and forth on some kind of decision here. And if you would allow yourself to feel the feelings that are rising to the surface when it comes to this, you're going to learn that you already have the answer you seek. It doesn't feel like self-sabotage. It feels like just needing to identify what emotions you're feeling so that you can trace them back to the root. Because you're about to make yourself as proud as he is of you. Feel the passion within. That's me trying to nudge you. You deserve better, and I'm with the rest of the family. Does Molly have any messages for me? I'm almost getting the message of like the need to make a playlist so that you can get messages from her consistently. It doesn't have to be like songs that you'd listen to the full song, but like the title may mean something, or the album cover may mean something. It's almost like there is this bigger multi-part message that's meant to come through, but it's like I'm sending you bits and pieces of it, but you're doubting it. But there's something that's coming. The image I'm getting is when people used to take two red solo cups and connect a string in between, and like one person could hear and the other person could hear. That's what I'm getting, but it's like a direct thing, using music. So making a playlist of songs that you would feel are like a conversation, or like signs and symbols from her, I guess. Do not be afraid. Trinkets, jewelry ring, or a necklace, bracelet. This is what I'm kind of referring to, almost like little pieces of a whole. Like I want to pass you one pearl at a time until the whole necklace is completed, type of thing. Don't be afraid. It feels like don't be afraid of your own ability to decipher. It's almost like communicating with her is going to help you increase certain abilities that you already have. Like she's helping you unlock them almost. Heading to the doctor again, getting nervous because I'm not getting any answers. I feel like you're going to leave looking at something a little differently, but still not having a final answer and still needing more clarity on something. I don't know if that's a second opinion or a second appointment, or you're not at the final step yet. You are heading in a direction that's going to lead you toward answers, but I don't anticipate that you will leave there feeling completely satisfied at this next appointment. It's like there's still a need for a final decision or solution that's not being presented just yet. Moon in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I would say focus on some grounding activities before you go to kind of get yourself settled in your body so that you I guess so that the lack of complete clarity doesn't overwhelm you. What positive shifts will happen with the solar eclipse? A change in direction that we should not be afraid of, a coming together or a rising up. This is like 3 people waiting for 5 light. So there's more light filtering in. This feels like a lot of people getting Knight of Cups is a message of love. So a significant number of people getting a significant increase in their abilities. Almost like, you know how you have to wear certain glasses to look at certain light? Almost like, for example, not literally, but like almost if certain people were then able to take off the glasses and see the light safely. Not literally, but like that's the example I'm getting. So unfiltered use of the third eye. Almost like the eclipse is pushing out a wave of decalcification of the third eye. Oh, truth. All right. Well, there you go. So further decalcification of people who have been intending to heal and clear the third eye. Will I ever get over this heartbreak and move on? Oh, I have to go and get ready after this. But again, I will be on tomorrow. You will. What's holding that back from happening right now is a need to forgive yourself for how long you feel like you allowed something to continue that was below what you were deserving of. I would say focusing on learning to trust your discernment and knowing that you had to go through this lesson in order to get the opportunity to realign with said discernment. Yeah, see, the breakup was necessary. Are you going to heal from it? Yes, but I feel like right now you're looking at it as if you need to heal from the other person, but the root of what is really causing you the pain is feeling disconnected from yourself because of what unfolded with the other person. So looking at it that way will allow you to move past it and realign with some kind of wish fulfillment or feeling better. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. I'll be back on tomorrow. I also scheduled a subscribers live. So like everyone for Monday, which is the eclipse day. Thought that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah, but I will have the soul contract winners recording up probably later today. And I will see you all tomorrow at which one's tomorrow? 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much to my mods, and thank you to everyone for coming. Sorry that I didn't get to all of you, but I will see you tomorrow.